And we are live. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to POV. As we conclude the weekend, we are here. We are ready to talk Schmoedown, and I hope everyone out there has finally caught their breath because this past week in the Schmoedown was one for the ages. Quite a bit of stuff has happened this past week in the Schmoedown. Matches, rookie invasion, if you will, pay-per-view events, all kinds of things were going on. And we are here to break it all down. And we, of course, have two special guests joining us as well. Mr. John Hoey and Mr. Ty Lieberman will be with us as well for about the first hour or so. And then we'll obviously get into pay-per-view and free-for-all stuff. You'll hear us discuss those, as well as the two matches that had a little bit of delay on them. We weren't able to do reactions, and so we will get to Hoyt versus Newman, and obviously we'll be talking about John Hoey's match as well with him. So with that said, crew, everyone good? Sunday, happy hours yesterday. Jill and Molly, you guys okay?
I'm alive.
I feel great.
We had late night, slightly intoxicated Taco Bell last night, so it was
there's like four or five of us that got Taco
we were all
Bell
like, guys, let's get Taco Bell.
We both ordered the same thing.
We did. The Nacho Grande. We were like, our nacho.
Oh my god, being drunk and eating Nachos Bel Grande is like top tier moments.
Definitely recommend
so
to anybody. It's wonderful. What Jesse said
above
here.
21.
Of course, intoxicated Taco Bell is definitely the best Taco Bell.
Yeah, so I whenever I order, like drunkenly order Taco Bell, I'm just like tacos, nachos, and other stuff. And so we had leftover tacos and a cheesy gordita crunch this morning, and I was like, cheesy gordita crunch sounds good for breakfast. No. Do not eat a 12-hour-old cheesy gordita crunch for breakfast.
I feel like Taco Bell might be the one thing on the planet Earth that is not good as leftovers.
Their burritos are okay.
I was gonna say the burrito is not bad.
The burritos
is like universal though, but like a taco shell and like
oh yeah, there was nothing crunchy about it.
No.
It was just like sludge.
Unless you're down to clown with a soggy Taco Bell shell, then overnight Taco Bell is great.
Apparently, I was this morning.
Oh God!
I'm still alive. It's all good.
Well, I know. Every single time after an episode of Happy Hour, when I wake up, I have to text the crew and go, "I'm alive. We did it."
Real quick before we move on, Jesse's got a very important question. Favorite TB item? Go. Cheesy gordita crunch.
They got rid of mine, Jesse.
Easy.
They got rid of mine. Mine was the double-decker taco.
Oh, that was mine too. But
R.I.P.
Cheesy gordita crunch for sure.
All right.
I mean, mine cheesy gordita crunch and nachos Bel Grande, like pretty close.
Mine is either a steak quesadilla or just a plain old soft taco.
I guess not.
Yeah, serious. The only thing is, the quesadilla is hit and miss. If they don't put enough of the the jalapeno sauce in it, it's boring.
I think for me right now, it's
Brian
the
wants
beefy.
more jalapeno.
I know.
I do. It's it tastes so good. Only
the beefy 5-layer burrito right now is probably my favorite. That's pretty solid.
Fire.
But they got rid of, because first my go-to was the double-decker taco. They got rid of it, and then my go-to was the Mexican pizza. They got rid of that. So give it 6 months, and the beefy 5-layer burrito is going to be gone too with my luck. So I mean,
for the love of God, if we can get Taco Bell to sponsor us. Just for an episode.
Just imagine.
I mean, I have a lot of friends who work at the HQ down here in Southern California.
You need to put the Taco Bell bell in our theme song, please.
Sean has it
in the theme song.
Sean does have it
on that.
It needs to be implemented in the theme song towards the end or something. Maybe the beginning as a
with
kickoff.
all of us just drunkenly eating Taco Bell.
It's gotta happen. All right, we obviously have a ton of stuff to talk about. As I mentioned,
5 minutes talking about Taco Bell.
Yeah, well, it happens. It's the cold open.
It's food. It's food.
But yeah, so last week, there's a slight hiccup, and look, technical things happen inside the Schmoedown, and a slight hiccup as far as matches being released on time, stuff like that. We weren't able to get to 2 reactions, and so we're going to talk about those matches before we get to the pay-per-view and free-for-all.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's Hollywood. But before we do that, let's talk about the one match on Friday that dropped super, super close to the pay-per-view that I just watched about 2 hours ago. And let's bring on our special guest to do so. He walked away with the W. He got his first win inside the Schmoedown, and that is Johnny Crash, Mr. John Hoey himself.
Johnny Crash.
Yes.
Oh,
Yay.
That's a good one too.
The 5-point answer I didn't get to answer on Friday.
Supreme Steak Chalupa.
That is
What is
very fair.
What is Anakin Skywalker's go-to Taco Bell order? It is
Right.
steak chalupa.
And of course, he loves the lava sauce or the hot
Of course,
Oh, of
of
course.
course, of course.
sauce. Thanks for having me. This is
Welcome back.
awesome.
No,
Um,
welcome back. Second time go around.
Yeah, but last time I was on, Brian wasn't a Universal Superstar, and now
Very true.
now look at him.
No.
Very
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I can't help it. Hey, you know what I just thought of? I could maybe get us Chili's. They retweeted my thing. Chili's,
Oh,
Chili's could sponsor us.
I'll be
My-
down for a chili sponsorship.
my goodness.
All right, away from food for just 5 seconds, everybody.
Only 5 seconds. That's
So John, I got to ask. You obviously you write for a Star Wars website. You're part of a Star Wars podcast. How does it feel to finally have the validation that all of that matters by winning Star Wars movie trivia?
It's so cool. The whole Schmoedown thing is really cool because I don't know. I really found that the community as a whole is very just welcoming and fun and positive. And it's even the people, you play characters and you got to be a heel and that sort of thing. But like when the lights are off and stuff, everyone's so cool with each other, and it's been an amazing experience. And then like being able to play, knowing that there's only so many slots at the table at this thing, I didn't take that for granted, and I wanted to prove my worth. And I really studied hard and did my best because I wanted to give it 100%, because I know there's a lot of people who would have loved to have had my spot and been able to do this. So I wanted to take it seriously while also having fun. And I was glad to do it. And then winning was like, oh my God, like that's unbelievable. And it could have went any way. Like he says that name right. I got to hit my 5. That third round is Thunderdome. So I'm just glad I walked away with a win, and we'll see what the future.
Mad Max reference.
Oh boy.
Thank you.
Oh boy.
Finally, someone. Good.
Oh boy.
That was pure coincidence. That was
Oh boy.
Jill, do you got anything for John?
What went through your minds when you realized, oh, good Lord, I won? Like, what was the first thing that popped in your head?
Relief.
Yes.
Because I was glad it was done, and I had the first one under my belt, and I don't know, I was really excited. It was just such a cool ride. And then hearing from people like, Alex messaged me, Molly messaged me, and the whole team in the dungeon messaged me, and like Kaiser sent to our group text like an image of me like in Han Solo's cockpits, and he wrote "End your winner," and everyone showered me in text and stuff.
So cute.
It was really cool. It felt really good. So I was just so happy, because it had been a wild month for me personally, because we
You
just
had a baby.
we just had a baby.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, Daisy James Hoey
Oh.
is here.
Such a
and-
cute name.
Thanks. And we were in the hospital for like 4 days, and I didn't know at that time when my match was going to be yet. So I felt like if anyone's seen like Rocky 2, when Adrian's in the hospital and Rocky has that fight to train for, and he's sitting there like learning how to read, I'm sitting there with my no cards as Kathleen's sitting there, and it was very like Rocky 2, and we got through that. And there's been a lot of other stuff going on. So this Schmoedown thing has been like in addition to like the podcast and Star Wars news and all that stuff, the Schmoedown has been an escape for me to kind of get away from real life. And just remember, this stuff is really fun. And even though there are people who take it super seriously, I do take it seriously. It's also just like an amazing thing to be able to come down here and answer Star Wars questions and have a good time. And I feel like me embracing that part of it helped me keep my cool during the match.
And that's what I love so much about watching your match, was that you could just tell that you two were just having so much fun with it. And
Thanks.
and which I always love in a Star Wars match, because we all know that the Star Wars competitors are some very serious,
Wait,
competitors.
wait. Hold on a second. Some.
A lot of them, like 90% of them, take it very seriously, and so it's always refreshing when you see a Star Wars match and everyone's just having a really great time with it. So I loved
thank you.
every single second of your match. Like, you guys were just having an absolute blast, and it was so fun.
I think I was more nervous watching it when it aired, knowing that my friends were watching it, my wife was watching it, my parents were watching it, and then just seeing like how I came across in the promos and like ducking into the live chat once in a while and then be like, ooh, yeah, I'm not going to go back in there.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah. So it was because his, Eric's following is massive.
Oh yes.
They were in there, and Star Wars Newsnet and TRB fans were in there too, but he has a much larger audience than I do, so they were overwhelmingly in there. And I had my promo where I call them all goody two shoes.
Did they just lose their minds? They were like, excuse me, sir.
They were like, I can't believe he just called us goody two shoes. And I'm like, think about like, because I'm sitting there with a straight face like a tough guy. And I call them goody two shoes. Like that was what I thought was the funniest part of my promo was. I'm like, these goody two shoes. Like, and then Kaiser's like, tell them you're gonna destroy him with the dark side. I'm like, oh, that's good. Yeah. So I do this. I'm doing the whole bad guy thing, and I'm not trying to do like there's a lot of, I'm not gonna name names, but there's a lot of like new bad guys in the Schmoedown who are all trying to be The Rock. And they're all trying to talk in the third person, and they have to wear sunglasses and look at a 45-degree angle.
So
and like you could
always
the
sunglasses.
It's always the sunglasses. You can line these guys up. I'm trying to be like a heel, but I think I'm going to be like more like Woody Woodpecker. I'm just going to be like, annoying, kind of like a wise ass, like that kind of bad guy. Where I'm going to kind of get under your skin a little bit, but I'm not going to be like when John Hoey enters the ring. I can't.
That's fair.
Love it.
Well, it's funny. You talk about like not looking at the camera stuff. One of those people is actually coming on the show about 20 minutes, so that'll be fun.
Oh yeah. I think. Oh, are we talking about Ty?
Yeah.
You met.
Yeah. I hung out with him on the Gucci verse.
Oh, that's
right. That's right.
Yeah. I said, if your name is Ty, why are you wearing a scarf? And he had no answer to that.
That's a valid question.
Touche.
Wow. Okay, fair enough.
That
Brian, you got anything?
First, I need to thank you because the other day, well, a little bit while back, I've been holding out on this one. You, sir, are the only place that I was able to find a Thrawn t-shirt.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Taken down probably, but yeah, you're welcome.
Oh yeah, sorry. No, this is not from them. How? Yeah.
Thank you, man. That's cool.
Oh no, I mean, everyone knows I'm obsessed with Thrawn. So
he's a Thrawn fanboy. Yeah.
So we have a new episode of the podcast coming out tomorrow. And we had Steve Nellis from Black Series Rebels on, and he's like, I have an exclusive. Kumail's going to play Thrawn and Kenobi, and he's going to be the shredded Kenobi. And he did this whole like bit, and now I'm sure sites are going to pick up and say,
"We're going to hear this. We're going to hear this from we got this covered. It's going to be on that website." Like
Kumail playing shredded Thrawn.
Yeah,
they had. Molly knows they had a great little crap article yesterday, but no, it's true. How much do you love being on the dungeon?
That was my question, Brian.
I'm sorry. Okay, fine. Well, you want me to pick something else? Okay.
I was going to say, how much do you like being on the best faction ever to exist in the Schmoedown?
Listen.
I almost wanted Dungeon Tour, but I felt like it'd be just too much.
I love being a part of the dungeon so much that I can't imagine having been drafted by another team, because like one of the reasons why Kaiser drafted me is because, well, really the main reason is Robert was like a fan of TRB, but he also saw me do trivia against Barstool, and he also has seen me tweet like I'm an old school pro wrestling fan, and like that's Kaiser's thing, and the whole attitude thing, and like trying to be over the top at the wrestling stuff, like let me tell you something, that sort of stuff. Like he loves all like the wisecracking stuff. Like we are all like, I didn't have to change who I was, and I fit like the mold. But I gotta say, like everyone, we have this like aura of being like bad attitudes and that sort of thing, but like it's a little family. Like everyone's like pulling in the same direction, and everyone like is so supportive of each other, and they're so like everyone wants to help everyone prepare, and it's just like been such an amazing like new group of friends to have found their way into my life, and it's been. I'm not trying to get Oprah on this thing, but
get Oprah. It's fine. You're allowed to get Oprah.
It's been amazing. It's been amazing, and we're kicking ass. That too. So
I mean,
yeah.
It's yeah. I haven't even looked at what the point score is now after the
I think we have 25.
It's a lot
there.
too little.
It's a lot.
Doesn't matter. It's a lot too little. That's just
But
Plain
sorry,
simple.
Brian, I didn't mean to hijack your question.
No, that's fine. I mean, you're actually on the freaking team, so you might as well.
You're allowed.
Yeah. Let me see. Now that Molly has that question, what else can I say?
Well, why do you think I just want to comment on that?
Okay.
We saw last year that with corruption, the reason they won is because the entire faction was behind each other, and that's something that Kaiser didn't have last year. Right? He had great players, but a lot of them were there, they weren't there. It was kind of an if or when they would show up or if they would show up situation. And
Molly wasn't on the team.
Oh yeah, that's fair. That's fair. But it really does seem like so far this year, a month or so in, that all 12 players are as involved as the next person. Whether you're ranked number 1, which there aren't rankings, but whether you're first on the faction or last on the faction, everyone is included no matter what, and it's showing in the point standings. And I mean, look, Star Wars is tough to study with sometimes, and I know you guys have a great depth worth of Star Wars knowledge on the faction, but it seems like everyone is pitching in when they possibly can, no matter if they're in this division or not.
That's true. Yeah, and I don't want to peel back the curtain too much on how we prepare because I don't want other teams to start doing better. But I'm kidding. But
I'm gonna take notes for our next corruption meeting. Continue.
I mean, the real secret. Yeah, I love you guys. The real secret to it all has been Chris Jericho. Without his support and his involvement, we wouldn't be where we are.
Now it's out there, I guess.
Yeah. So I have
secret's
to.
out.
This has all been a ruse the whole time. He's been in every Zoom call. He's actually come out to Connecticut, came to my house. We did some sparring in the ring. Yeah, so he's been our MVP. Yeah, he baked his cookies. Had a stack of shortbreads that he made that were just fantastic. So yeah,
really
he's a
sweet guy.
very sweet guy. You wouldn't believe it because he's this rock star wrestler guy. But when you get to know him, like we're close now. He's been our MVP, Chris Jericho. So that's the game changer, I think.
Are we gonna see the dungeon like mosh pitting at the next Fozzy concert? Like, is that what I'm gathering?
That'd be amazing.
Here?
Oh my god, that would be fantastic. Although I feel like I can't. Like even when I was like in college, I didn't want to get into the mosh pits. I'd be on the like outskirts, just like pushing the moshers back in.
I'm like, go away.
Like, yeah. Because I'd be the person who accidentally gets like popped in the eye and then just goes down. But, yeah,
I feel you.
Yeah. So,
I'd be the one that cries it, and my glasses break. I'm on the ground trying to find them.
The dungeon thing is fun because we're supposed to be the bad guys or one of the bad guy factions and stuff like that. But I think it's like it feels like the tables are turning a bit, kind of like Stone Cold Steve Austin was like the hated guy, and then everyone's like, I want to be a part of what that guy's doing though. And I feel like the dungeon people are like, something about these folks. I don't know what it is. They're wise asses, but I kind of like them, and it's
love to hate them.
I think that's the perfect description for the dungeon. Like, I wouldn't call you guys heels per se. You guys are definitely smart asses. Like, that's how I would definitely define the dungeon.
Their leader is a literal smartass.
I mean, we've seen it more from her since February than ever.
Oh my god, she has been Kaiser has corrupted her so much.
I just
look at her.
I need to thank Kaiser for letting me just put maximum amount of sass into my character work.
Sass.
Like
so much sass.
You're
character
right.
work or just in general?
Her true self has came out. That's
her true self.
Yeah, that's her fact.
Yeah, I'll let you guys decide that. But yeah, you're right. It's like we're not really heels, but we're also not like faces.
Goody two shoes.
We're not goody two shoes. We're just full of sass.
Right.
So much sass.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
I
one
have
thing-
my question now.
All right, let it
But
rip.
no, finish. Go ahead.
And Dan
No,
too, for sure.
I was just
Test
gonna say
again.
one thing I found interesting is that they're, especially with the blind wave folks that kind of like just discovered Schmoedown, a lot of them did not understand the character element of it, because they were like, who's this drunken buffoon manager guy, like ban him, I can't believe he's in. And then they were like hating on me, and they're like, this is rigged. That guy is cheating. I'm like, what is going on right now?
What a prime description of Kaiser, this drunken buffoon manager.
Trust me, he was relishing in the hate. He's like, I got to.
Of course he was.
Yeah,
Of course he was. I'm sure John was just like, Kaiser's like, give it to me. Just let me bathe in all of your hatred.
Right. I was like, I'm really a nice person.
Nice.
They went,
Right.
but
Oh, I just
sorry, Brian. Sorry.
No. I would like to know your initial reaction when you saw that poster Brian Ward made of you.
Oh my God. I was like,
he's in the chat, so you can thank him.
Yes.
Well, first of all, genius. Like, I'm constantly praising what Brian does, and I was like, in the back of my mind, I was wondering, I'm like, am I gonna get a Brian Ward thing? Because now, like, nothing matters anymore, because I have saved that. It is saved in like any kind of format I need to save it in. It's saved on my computer, on my phone. I'm like, that is mine forever now, thanks to Brian. I changed it. It's my Twitter header photo now. Like, that thing blew me away, and I showed it to my wife. She's like, oh my God. She's like, that's unbelievable. So thank you, Brian. I freaked out, dude. It was unreal, because I've loved everything he's done. Like, he did the Dark Ray thing for Molly, and we were all like, oh my God, that is so badass.
Yeah.
And then he made me Han Solo, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy gets me, man. It's so cool. It's so amazing.
He nailed it. Hat and everything.
He had my Rebels hat in it. Yeah. So cool, man. So awesome.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I feel like especially as like a Star Wars competitor, it's like you haven't made it until like Brian Ward makes you.
I can leave now with a perfect record and have my Brian Ward thing. Like, I'll print it out like a giant check from when you win the giant check.
Yes.
And just walk on down the road. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make Solo 2 happen.
Yes, make Solo 2 happen.
Yeah.
Yes. Or even like even if it's not Solo 2, give me like a Disney Plus series. Like,
it's all part of it. It's all part of it. Yeah. More likely than not,
Solo.
It's going to be a series. Yeah. More than likely than not.
I would love a series though.
Yeah.
I think I might rather a series.
Me too.
To be honest.
Yeah.
I think I would rather a young Solo series. Give it to us, Disney.
Unfortunately, we started this thing in like 2008 or 2018, I mean, and
Sean doesn't have one either, so it's okay. So it's fine.
But it was before Disney Plus came out. Now that Disney Plus came out, we're like, a series would be it. That'd be
right.
Yeah,
I need it to happen, and I think it's obviously the want for one is clearly there, because there's the hashtag that happens. Like, there's this. Like, Solo is my top 3 Star Wars films. Like,
Me too.
I think it's my top 3 too, for sure.
Definitely in my top 3 Star Wars films, and I think, I mean, they got enough push to get like all these different Star Wars series that we're getting now, like Kenobi and Ahsoka, and we got the official ending of Clone Wars. So they listen to their fans. So
I hope so, and we've tried to make sure it's separate from the demands and petitions and like,
of course,
that sort of thing. We try to keep it very positive.
Yes.
Because someone actually took it and started a change.org, and we had to ask them, please don't do that.
Don't do that, because no.
But one thing I noticed, there were 0 solo questions in my match, and it wasn't on the wheel. I'm just saying.
Oh,
PJ Campbell.
That's on purpose. That's absolutely
PJ Campbell.
I'm just kidding.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either.
True.
I noticed, yeah.
Molly.
Of course, Molly noticed.
Molly's like, all right.
I was like, here comes the solo question, and it's like another. I answered 40. I think there were like however many questions. I think I answered 40 Return of the Jedi questions in my match.
Yeah.
40. There was a lot of quotes. You guys had a lot of quotes in your match.
You did have a lot of quotes. Like
There's a lot of quotes.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that was it Lewis McLeod was the guy's name or whatever? They're like,
Yeah.
who did he voice in the Phantom
Yeah.
Menace? I was like, oh.
I will tell you right now, Alex, the Demon Damon, did not know the answer to that question.
Yeah, that's
John's life
that's
just got
really-
100% better by you saying
Yeah.
that.
It's like,
That-
okay.
I joked after the match. We were all talking in the dungeon, and I was like, if Whiteley got that, I would have been just probably put my headphones down and quit. Just walk upstairs.
Bye.
Yeah, but no. Once we both missed that, I was like, that's when like any nerve I had was gone, because I'm like, neither of us are going perfect.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of who's gonna get more points than the other, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And if it felt a lot better, and then he happened to miss another first rounder. So.
Again. You know what?
Hi, Alex.
You've got your IG stuff to worry about now. And I guess the rematch with Dimolanta, but
Alex has the best belt in the Schmoedown. He has his big Darklighter belt right now.
And thank you,
So-
Brian Ward, for that
Emotion-
poster once again.
it's emotional
Brian.
support belt.
His emotional support belt. It's the best belt. It's my favorite belt of all time.
So I do want to ask, John, one of the bigger moments in the match was your wheel spin. Because you were contemplating. It seemed like a big, almost kerfuffle that you were not wanting to do Return of the Jedi, but then you ended up going with it. Was it more so the fact that you just wanted something a little bit more, or were you actually kind of questioning the category a little bit?
Well, I love, first of all, that you said, I don't want to disappoint Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Right.
I mean, he was sitting there going like this.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. He yeah, I think I knew like you have like a whole minute to talk to your manager, and I wanted to just kind of control the pace. So I was like, we Kaiser and I had talked beforehand, and I'm not going to reveal too much about what I wanted or what I didn't want, but he's like, take that when you have the time, take the time as you want. And I was like, all right, well, I'm just going to take a little breather here. And we kind of just went back and forth like, Jedi, huh? Yeah, Jedi, huh? He's like, I think you can clean this up. I'm like, yeah, I could probably do pretty good on this. I don't know. We kind of go back and forth. I think I was going to say yes no matter what. Because I feel like I know Return of the Jedi, right? So,
Yeah.
and I don't think that it was used that much lately, so I was feeling good about it. And then, the Mark thing was good. I was trying to have some fun, but I think the whole time in my mind, I don't think there was any point where I was going to spin again. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, and that's fair too, because when it comes to, I think for, I'm not going to say all, but I will say a majority when it comes to the majority of the Star Wars competitors, when they get on an OG trilogy film, it's like, I think clearly OG trilogy is the one that everyone knows, like as a collective, like that's the one they know, but that also makes it scary, because it's like, we all know the OG trilogy, but does that mean these questions are going to be absolutely ridiculous? So it's kind of like that brain game of like, I know the original trilogy, but do I really know the original trilogy? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, like,
that's true.
A New Hope has been spun so many times and kept so
Well,
many
so is
times.
Phantom Menace.
Eric,
And
Eric
so is
picked New
Phantom
Hope.
Menace,
and
yeah.
Phantom
New
Menace.
Hope,
So you
yeah.
have,
He had Spinner's Choice and took A New Hope.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. And you have to
Yeah.
realize that, like, okay, if a slice has been picked a whole bunch of times, then chances are you're going to get some deep cuts. Choosing
Like the
that
whoopee
slice.
yoopie question, because when Sean got Phantom Menace, he got that whoopee yoopie Jar Wars question.
Star Wars.
Jar Wars.
I was
You're
so
just-
jealous when he got
Cue
that question
Brian
because
I know Jar Wars.
Right.
I knew that
Nothing
one.
but
and I was
Jar Wars. I know you
No.
told us. You were like, I've been waiting for that question for years, and Sean got it. I was like,
I think
oh, sorry.
everyone seems to have like at least one question that they hope they get asked.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
But we'll see.
It's always one absolutely ridiculous question that
Always.
you're
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to flex so hard on this question.
It's always a 5, right? Isn't that
Yes,
how it goes?
always.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah, I have so many 5s up here that'll never get asked, and then there'll be, that one pointer, like, who did this guy voice? And I'll be like,
What's your question you hope to be asked? Sean?
Alex, don't worry, I'm gonna tell Molly, and she'll never tell anybody, I'm sure. So,
She's a dungeon head, true and true. She don't help anyone outside.
No, she's a dungeon head.
A couple of times we've been like seeing her like, do I want to help Alex? He's
Molly's
on
going-
my faction.
I've done all
Molly's
I
going for
can with Alex. I mean,
Molly's going for the free agency keeper next year. She doesn't want to be in the draft again. She wants to be dungeon for life. So I get it.
Oh yeah.
Very fair. Very fair.
Yeah.
sure.
All right. Well, before we let you go, John, I got to ask one last question here. Obviously, you're not taking part in the Star Wars tournament that is upcoming. Mr. Adam Witt is, and so that leaves open the possibility of you playing here somewhat soon in a regular Star Wars match. Is there someone that you would like to play that you have on your head, or just an idea, maybe?
Yeah, they asked me that on the Gucci verse too, and
Well, you've had 2 days to think about that.
yeah. There hasn't been one person I've been singling out. I made this thing with me and Sean made this tweet thing, and I was like, I don't care if it doesn't count, whether it's an exhibition match, we got to do the Raiders of the Lost Ark thing where we go shot for shot for every question, and by the end of our match, we'll just be absolutely obliterated, but we'll get ratings, I'm sure. So that would be fun to play Sean in that setting, or play Sean in general. But yeah, I'll play anybody. Like, I don't, I'm not. I know there's people who've like turned down matches. I've heard that's been the thing.
Oh, she's throwing.
She's
Yeah, well, they were trying to get me to say Harper, and I was like, yeah, I'll play Thomas. I have no problem playing anybody. So I don't care who they throw at me. I'll play Alex. I'll play Joseph Scrimshaw. I can't play Molly, I guess, unless it's in a tournament. But
I mean, it's possible.
I'll play Lacey. Like, I'll play anybody. Like,
That'd be
it'll be
fun.
a good. It'd be or Marie Wilson, because she likes to tell everybody how good she is in when she's commenting on matches. So why not play her? So I'll play anybody, because this is fun. Like, this is not like I have bills to pay. Like, right? Like this is the good part of life. This is a good time. This is being called from The Price is Right to run on stage and spin the wheel. This is what this is. So I don't know. I'm yeah, that's okay.
I also would love to play Alex. And ever since he lost the belt and he's on a different faction,
He didn't lose the belt. He just upgraded to a big belt.
That's true. Yeah. But like my whole career in the Schmoedown has been to play my husband, and
there has to be the Damon match at some time, whether it's for a belt or not. That match has to go down, because it'll be explosive. It'll be
that has to be
amazing.
a pay-per-view. That would have to be a pay-per-view match. Like,
And you have to do it at your dinner table over old tacos. That's what.
yes.
over day old Taco Bell.
I want Ken Knapsack and Joseph Scrimshaw to write the match and have it all be 5-pointers.
And they need to host too. Those two together hosting. Oh my god.
They need to be on the desk. Yeah.
Absolutely. No offense to the writers or the announcers, but
No.
Right.
Scrimshaw's playing, so I guess he can't. So I'll put it all on Ken then.
Okay,
all
that sounds good. I will tune in for that.
Yeah.
and maybe you can get Whitwer to come do some voices too.
There you go.
Or Katie.
yeah.
Katie's been in the league. She can do it too.
Yeah. If
Oh,
she
God,
wants to come
true.
back.
I bet.
Brian Ward's already on the case.
Just go ahead and make it. It's gonna happen eventually.
Right. Send Molly the vector files. Is that a thing? Is that the right word? Vector? I think it is.
I think it is. Yeah, I think it is. So,
Something.
That's my
sounds about
flex,
right.
Brian. That's my 5.5.
That's it. There you go.
Vector files.
well, John, again, thank you so much for stopping by, hanging out with us for a little bit. Can't
Thanks,
wait to have you
guys.
back again. Can't wait to see you back playing again as well. Super excited to have you in the Schmoedown community and everything. It's been fun. So thank you so much, man.
guys.
I
Thanks
will
so much
say
for
one-
having me. Yeah.
One
appreciate
last
it.
thing. I almost went out and bought a Red Sox hat just for you. Just because I knew
Did you call it a Red Sox?
Red Sox hat.
Is that a Boston accent? The Red Sox?
Are you a Red Sox fan?
I am.
Oh, I thought you said Red Sox hat.
Well, look,
and I was
I can't
like,
say-
oh,
you know,
burn.
Yeah,
guess.
the Yankees haven't been playing too hot out of the gate anyway, but we'll see. Hopefully
It's
they
okay.
pick it up. Yeah.
It's okay. We do this, so
So do we.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
What do we?
But no, yeah, I'm taking up some of your airtime here. But thank you all so much. You guys are the absolute best. Molly, I'll see you in the dungeon, and I'll see all of you on Twitter and everybody out there. Thanks for supporting me in my match. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, then
Plug your thing.
Plug
yourself.
I'll see you not only on the dungeon, but at Jericho's next dinner party.
True. We have to go. Right. I believe I'm bringing the long-stemmed candles. I think that's for the
The last one was a rager, guys. It was
The
Right.
world famous Chris Jericho dungeon dinner parties.
right. Twitter at Johnny Hoey. More importantly, though, Star Wars Newsnet. The Resistance broadcast is our podcast for Star Wars every Monday and Thursday on YouTube at youtube.com/Star Wars Newsnet videos or any podcast app. And then I do a movie pod with my best friend Mike. It's called Just Like the Movies, where we go back to a better time that was pre-COVID and revisit movies from our childhood that we loved growing up. We recently just recorded Lethal Weapon. Will be out Tuesday, and we did Roger Rabbit last week. So just like the movies. Yeah.
I love Roger Rabbit.
It was a good time. So
I like that.
So fun.
Awesome. Well, thanks
what
again,
day?
John.
What day are we blowing up Twitter for Solo again?
Make Solo 2 happen day. Monday, May 24th. So Brian, you have a lot of pressure on you now to help out with that. So.
You go viral again.
Start making your images now. But Monday, May 24th. Hopefully it's our last time doing it, but we're already trying to do stuff special behind the scenes at TRB, and we're hoping it's the biggest one yet. Hopefully the #1 trending topic in the world again, and hopefully Lucasfilm's like, we are tired of you doing this, so we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm, John. Third time's a charm.
Never tell us the odds, right?
There you go.
Thanks again, John, so much. We look forward to seeing you in the future, man. Have a good night.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you, John.
Bye.
See ya.
I love him.
Yeah, he's always fun.
Johnny Crash.
Johnny Crash. That's my
I
best name.
I love that name
saying
so
his
much.
nickname.
Love that
good.
name so
Johnny
much.
Crash.
All right. Well, before our next guest gets here, let's cover this Mark Hoyt and Griffin Newman match real quick. Mark Hoyt up against Griffin Nooms. Griffin Nooms. Which they are officially calling him Griffin Nooms, which is really, really fun.
Yeah.
Brian, I will give you the floor on this one first. Hoyt, Newman, what'd you think overall?
It was great. I mean, Griffin Nooms is pretty solid. Loved his Subway background. Cracked me up. He looked like the person that's like playing music in the subway. But what? Why?
The open guitar case with like some dollar bills in it. Yeah.
And I love anytime Mark Hoyt is on screen.
It was his first. I didn't realize it was his first singles match.
Yeah.
I didn't either.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Which is wild to me. I'm like,
I had no
really?
idea.
Like, he seems like someone that's been like playing in singles for a while. Yeah. Like, clearly not like a competitor for a title, but like someone that's been there, you know, that you. And when I saw that, I was like, that's not right. Like, and I was just like, oh, really? Oh, but yeah, no, I loved this match. It was great. Yes, Brian, that blooper reel killed me. That was phenomenal. So
I know that we get Schmoedown higher ups watch our show. Can we please get more of those, even if it's just like a Patreon exclusive?
Oh God, yes.
Thing. Just seeing those,
Christian, we will react to those every single time.
We will react to every single one. Like
there's your incentive.
So good. They are so good. It's perfection.
It's nice to just see like the chaos behind the scenes. Like it's, I mean, as perfect. We love it to be as perfect as possible, but you know it's not perfect. And I mean, this week, if anything, was an indicator. So it just kind of almost made it worth it. Seeing
it's not every match that your dog decides to take a crap under your desk, you know.
Chuck, Facebook group.
Yeah, I think it's on Twitter.
Christian, I believe Christian posts. I don't think Chuck's on Twitter, which is why I said Facebook. So
I know it's in the Facebook group for sure.
Yeah, it should be in the Facebook group. Yeah, it's amazing.
So good. If you guys haven't watched it, like when we're done, the first thing you need to do is go watch that blooper reel. It is
so funny.
Fantastic.
But
great.
I was just gonna say Newman looked really good. I mean, clearly there's a reason You aren't going to just draft someone no one knows willy-nilly in the first round of the draft picks if you don't think that they're going to make an impact. And that looks like someone that could.
Absolutely.
So, absolutely. Yeah. But great match. Love Mark Hoyt. Love to see both of them in more matches. Mark Hoyt is like the perfect evil person.
Yeah.
Like,
so good.
So good. It's amazing. But great match.
Joe, what'd you think?
I don't know what it is with the FinStock exchange right now, but every single person I've seen play from the FinStock exchange, I kind of fall in love with, like their character work and everything. And I'm just like, stop it. Why are you guys so great? And like pulling at my old school wrestling heartstrings with all these amazing character works that you guys have. Like obviously I love Mark Hoyt. He's part of my corruption family, and his character work is also absolutely amazeballs. But Griffin Nooms, excuse me, Mr. Griffin Nooms came in with just this new so Griffin Nooms, just this new fresh like character that we really haven't seen yet, and he showed up and he was great. It was a great match. I mean, I had a lot of fun with it. So, and what Mr. the King Khan mentioned in the chat too, twice now the exchange has won after spinning opponent's choice. That's impressive. That's
a huge thing. If you're capitalizing on opponent's choice, woo, that's scary. Yeah.
Impressive.
Molly, what about you?
Yeah, I loved this match. I loved seeing Hoyt's singles debut and Griffin Nooms play for the first time. It was such a good match because it was kind of like really, really back and forth. Like one person would miss one or two and the other person would miss one or two. And so it kept you kind of on the edge of your seat the whole time. And after the wheel round, I was like, okay, this Griffin Noobs guy, like there's something to him and his pink hat and his pink gloves, which I loved.
I love when he held his hands up. He did this instead of just this. He was like standing like
it
this.
It was like me. It was like me last night. I don't know what to do with my hands.
He was like, I don't know where I'm supposed to put these. I'm just gonna put them here.
I don't know what to do with my hands.
It was great.
Yeah. But yeah, such a great match. I can't wait to see both of them play more. And watching Jen interview Gucci just is always a good time because she's like, just stop. I don't want to hear the words coming out of your mouth. Just okay.
Say what you need to say and be done with it.
Exactly. Right.
This was a lot of fun, and I went into this match it's funny. I went into this match like 4 days ago, not recognizing who Griffin Newman was, but the second I heard that he was on the tick, that he was on Draft Day, I knew who he was because he was also on Collider Live when Christian was doing that.
Is that why he wore the tick shirt? It all makes sense now.
Yeah, so he was the.
So I was like, look at this cool guy wearing this tick shirt.
Yeah, so he was the co-lead in the tick. He was also in Draft Day and a number of other stuff. And
I don't know things apparently.
Yeah, and I watched his interview on Collider Live, and it's fun. I just never put the two and two together. He and someone said it in the chat, but he looked very comfortable with pretty much everything that was thrown.
He did.
He think he was just there chilling.
Yeah, there was obviously a few questions that maybe he, overthought or just didn't think of correctly. But for the most part, he looked very, very comfortable, which is rare for a rookie. He looks like someone who could be very impressive. And I will give it to Gucci. And I said it last week, but he looks like he might have pulled off a really, really good draft. After now seeing all these rookies and seeing what they're all about, he might have pulled off a really, really good draft because it's really paying off right now.
I mean, he hasn't. He's only lost one match.
Yeah, just the Lomas match. Just
one, and I mean, that's not even. You can't. I mean, you can gauge it, but like, he was winning that whole entire match
until the end. Yeah.
Yep.
So like, I mean, that's not an excuse or anything, but like he clearly knew what he was doing.
Barbarian also lost too.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
To our very own Alex Dana.
I guess we were talking about the rookies. We were talking about the rookies more so.
Rookies wise, yes.
Yes.
Rookies wise, I mean, yeah. I mean, Maybe there was a dossier that.
Oh, there was. Oh, there was.
Like I said, what they were talking about.
Craig had a 2-day conversation with me about the damn dossier. There's a dossier. There is one.
Well,
sorry, Alex.
I get confused because Barbarian was on my fantasy team only because that's just how the cookie crumbles, and or whatever. Yeah.
Well, let's bring on our second guest, because this is someone that can either confirm or deny this whole dossier. Hey, Parker. We can get a few answers from him.
Parker did some magic tricks last night, and
he did.
My mind.
No, I missed it.
Let's talk to one of these rookies that really impressed us more so this week. The first one to get a dub this week, started off the week strong up against Mr. Bradley Tingle, and that is the tyrant himself, Mr. Ty Lieberman.
Ooh. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Oh, I didn't see you there. Hello.
Oh boy. Hi. Welcome.
Sorry, are we interrupting?
Sorry.
No, interrupting nothing. Look, you could have had your choice of anybody from this week. Griffin, Newman, Adam Collins, Dan Morrell, Kevin Smith, but you could only do your show with one person, me, the tyrant.
I mean, it's really only because of that really banging manicure you have. I mean, I was like, I need to meet this gentleman. Like, I'm very jealous. Look at this nonsense. I got nothing here.
Look at our stubby nubs.
Look at
like,
I know.
Well, I have had a lot of time on my hands during the quarantine. 2020 was the year of self-care, manicures, pedicures, haircuts. 2021 is all about trivia.
There you go.
That is true.
Does the manicure help with the trivia? Is there like a special like polish that helps you maintain more of your trivia knowledge?
No, this is more of my natural state. I didn't feel like taking it off for the trivia, so I think you have it. I think you have it a little backwards.
I think I love that even more, to be honest. So I take it. I love that.
I also ran out of nail. I also ran out of nail polish in mid-February and haven't been back to the store. In fact, actually, now that I think about it, since I'll probably be listening back to this later, future tyrant, buy nail polish, buy eggs, buy milk.
There you go. All right. We'll write it down.
That is very fair.
No, you guys. I listen to you guys all the time, but it's at 1.5 speed, so you guys are talking really slowly right now.
Well, we'll try our best.
I'll try to get used to it.
We'll try our best to talk a little faster. Brian, right. I'm going to let you start this off. Do you have a question for the tyrant?
How does it feel to be in the Schmoedown and immediately come in with a win?
Well, literally, I've been dreaming for weeks about this, the Schmoedown, and to come in with a win. I mean, I felt like that was expected. As soon as they said who my opponent was, I had to go back and watch the YouTube draft again, and he wasn't even in the YouTube part of the draft. He was on the MySpace portion. So I really didn't feel so bad. But then I started to feel bad because I got his name wrong. I thought his name was Jeffrey. I thought his name was Brandon, and it turned out to be Bradley Tingle. And then when the match started, they spelled his name wrong. They spelled it Bradley Tingley. So I no longer felt bad. No one could remember this guy.
That's fair.
So if there are any FCL players out there, give Winston a call right now, because I think there might be a spot opening up pretty soon. There's no way that guy's.
Oh my God.
Excuse me, sir. That man is on my fantasy team.
Chuck just had a heart attack. Chuck just had a heart attack in the chat. He is dying right now.
I'm sure he's a lovely human being. He's Canadian. Most Canadians are really lovely people. But
this is true.
I still want to know how he had a Schwarzenegger poster behind him and then spun away from Sly and Arnie. That would be the first question that I would ask him if he were in that. But
that's funny.
Do you mind if I have a little wine? I have not had a drink in minutes, and I feel
sir, you have come to the right place. Let me tell you.
All right.
Well, that leads into my question, which is, as a fellow wine lover, what's your favorite red wine, and what is your favorite food pairing?
Well, this is my favorite red wine, back from when I spent a semester abroad in Siena, Italy, the Chianti wine from the Tuscany region, also made famous by Hannibal Lecter.
I was gonna say paired really lovely with some fava
With a nice fava bean. Yes. Well, thank you. Well, you're gonna steal my material. You don't have to be on here.
It's like the one movie trivia that I know. Just let me have this. Just let me have this moment.
Surf and turf, steak and shrimp, always a lovely pairing with a nice Chianti. Yes.
Love it.
Now I'm hungry again. Cool.
That typically happens on this show.
I mean, it does.
Yeah.
It's true.
Jill, do
they have wine in Sacramento that's not in a box?
Wow. Wow.
No, I haven't seen. It's mostly just beer. Yeah.
I'm in Orange, California, so I can laugh at
Orange
this.
County. So
I feel disrespected right now. I feel disrespected right now. I will have you know, sir, that I actually went wine tasting just a few weeks ago. So if you want to come up here to come up here to Sacramento and actually try our wine, you might actually be impressed a little bit.
If you want to take me wine tasting in San Francisco, I'm available.
He's like, don't threaten me with a good time, sir.
To be fair, Jake, didn't you?
This sounds terrible. / my dream come true.
Jake, you just tried a new wine a couple days ago or yesterday too, didn't you?
Your bachelorette wine?
Yeah. Oh, the Spade and Sparrow. Yeah.
Yeah, that's such a cool name.
Yeah, last night. Yeah.
Yes.
Probably not up to Ty's level, but maybe we're just not as good as he is. So
You don't have a scarf.
Have you? So. Yes, I have several scarves. Yes. It's very cold. It's very cold in South LA. So I need a lot of scarves.
I love a good scarf.
Jill, do you have an official question for?
I do.
Yeah.
My good sir, how is it over there on the Finstock Exchange? What is it like having Mr. Tom Dagnino as a manager? What is the camaraderie with you and your fellow exchangers, the exchangees?
Well, I would say Dagnino is a fantastic manager. He recognizes talent, and he also knows when to step back and let them do their own thing. He doesn't overmanage, which I think some other people do. And he's an incredible selector of talent. Have you heard about the dossier?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've heard about it. We don't know if we believe it.
Was this a secret? Is this a secret I shouldn't talk about? There's a dossier.
It's not a secret.
Oh, no.
It's not a secret.
Mr. Barbarian has made it very clear.
I would love some elaboration on this.
I know. I mean,
well, it's 96. There's 96 people in the league, but it's about 120 pages. It's more of a Google Doc, but we call it the dossier. But it's not just notes on us. It's notes on other people in the league. For example, my opponent, Bradley Tingle, we knew in advance that he was weak in 2 categories: animated films and live action films.
Oh my god!
So when we saw that wheel, we knew we were safe from the get-go. That's the kind of hard-hitting information we get in the dossier.
Oh, goodness!
I'm impressed. Yeah. No.
Oh God!
It took.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie.
That is all my pre-written material is now been spent. So we're flying blind.
Wow!
Oh my god!
Okay. All right,
that was great.
Well, I have a Schmoedown related question, I guess.
Oh yes.
So
Molly,
now that
is this Molly Damon? Is that Molly Damon? It's nice to meet you.
Yes, thank you. Hi.
You're Alex's sister?
Some people think that yes, we are brother and sister, but we are in fact married.
Oh, my condolences. It's a Star Wars thing. I thought they were brothers. I thought you find out they're brothers and sisters.
Okay. Wow, all of us just.
I know.
Wow.
Way over there.
How do you think you would do in a Lucasfilm slice?
Oh.
How would I do in a Lucasfilm slice? I've seen the Radioland murders 6 times, so I think I would do really well in that slice. I wouldn't be nominating myself for the Star Wars. category. Unlike some people, if I spun Star Wars, I would spin away.
Good to know. Good to know.
Noted.
Well, speaking of wheel spins, I gotta know because during the match you
Yes.
spun Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney, yes.
Yeah, you looked you looked very almost confused on whether or not you want to take the category or not. And then you kind of just ended up going with it, and you got it. And you ended up crushing it. I gotta know.
I consider myself. There's some categories I excel in, but there really are no categories that I feel particularly weak in. And so what I was thinking is whether on my very first match to spin away to show any sort of weakness or just accept what was given to me. And I decided to accept the wheel. Look, we don't have enough classic female movie stars represented on the wheel. We don't have a divas slice for Bette Midler, for Cher, for Barbara Streisand. We don't have a dating slice. We don't have a dating slice for Helen Mirren, Maggie Smith, Vanessa Redgrave, Judi Dench. Where are the divas? Where are the dames? When I got Sigourney, this is the closest thing to a wheelhouse that I was ever going to see.
I'm going to text PJ right now.
Okay, yes, you're speaking my language right now. I
divas and
agree
dames.
with you.
2 slices.
Oh my God, I love
it. Get rid of Star Wars.
So hold on. I need to know, did you put that on the wheel? That was what I wanted to ask. Did you put that on the wheel?
You know, we taped that match so long ago, I don't remember what I put on.
Good answer. Good answer.
Fair enough.
Jill, you literally texted him asking for that diva slice, didn't you?
Of course I did. I don't lie. I literally was like, we need a diva slice, PJ. Make it happen.
I mean, that's kind of a brilliant slice, honestly. I will give you credit on that.
But she is an icon, and I just feel bad. Like maybe she was watching and she got excited, and then someone spun away, and she throw her laptop away in disgust. So I felt obligated. Ellen Ripley.
That's fair.
She also played an Ellen in Dave, so she's played an Ellen quite often. Yeah.
Oh,
sounds like you know quite a bit about Sigourney Weaver, which leads me to believe that you put it on there. So.
I know quite a bit about a lot of people, Brian.
That's why you, Brian. I was going to say,
was that Jake or was that Brian?
I was going to say that's why he knows a lot about a lot of people. That's why he wants a diva slice. He needs a diva slice.
Fair enough. You know, just trying to get the cat out of the bag, I guess.
I think Brian would do really well in a diva slice.
I think so too.
I'm not, you know, to be completely honest, I find your watch-alongs very fantastic, but I'll often put a little piece of tape over Brian's box.
That's fair.
I can't. That's why watch Jake usually. Man.
I mean, to be fair, Jake usually keeps me at the bottom.
Yeah, so, I can't watch that man miss another round. Your question, just keep it.
That's fair. I mean, you're absolutely right. It's.
Yeah. Have you ever considered
watching a movie?
No, have you ever considered MTS3K, which would be a version of your show with puppets?
Oh my God!
I mean,
Brandon Hanna, where are you at?
Brandon Hanna, where's Ralph?
Hannah has all the puppet connections.
MTS3K, it's the same show, but there's puppets and silhouettes, and that's my only record.
Thank you.
I mean, doing
that
a
one's
puppet.
Free, everything else costs money.
Doing a puppet episode would be fun. I mean, don't threaten me with a good time.
Go ahead, Brian. Go ahead.
I would like to know how you found your way to the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Well, it was an Oscars party about 4 years ago, and my good friend Ethan Irwin cornered me after the party, and he told me about this wrestling/trivia league that he was in, and he explained the whole thing to me for 20 minutes. And I kept waiting for the Uber that never came. And so I had to listen to this whole thing. And the next day he asked me if I was interested in joining, and I said I thought I was drunk and didn't think it was a real thing that you were explaining to me. I watched the match. Yeah, it was fine. He asked me again next year. I said, I don't know. But there's a very busy man before the pandemic.
Fair.
And then 2020, he reached out to our mutual friend, the Barbarian, Craig Gagne, and he got Craig to join. And then Craig emailed me every day telling me he had a match coming up, so I had to watch those. And eventually, after I don't know, watching a dozen matches, realizing I was the smartest person in that room. I decided I needed to get in that room, and I signed up for the Schmoedown this year. Plus, I've been really bored since the pandemic started last year.
That is fair.
It happens. It happens when there's a quarantine.
But I don't believe that I didn't get a call from any other manager. I didn't get an interview from any other podcast. They came to me.
Oh.
They wanted me to join the league, not the other way around. So I felt compelled to end the strain of mediocrity that had taken over in what so far you've only known as the movie trivia Schmoedown. But I would like to take it to the next level.
That's fair.
I am ready to see.
End of Tyrant.
End of Tyrant.
Perfect.
I am
Jill.
am-
Jill, you must be loving this just because you are an old school wrestling fan.
Yes,
I know
I
that
am.
Ty is as well, so it must be kind of hitting a lot of boxes for you.
I like I said when we were talking about the Frankie News match, like all of these amazing people and characters are all up in the Finstock Exchange, and I am living for it. Like I need more. I need more Ty Lieberman in my life now. Like,
Yes,
give me more Ty
I do
Lieberman.
believe that was also part of the Finstock's draft strategy. But I don't think people should think of us as characters. We are personalities.
Yes.
There is no box of gimmicks that you pick a gimmick out of.
No.
I could not be Brother Loomis. I could not cleanse the league from the South. I could not be Rick Radisson, daddy. But I could be the Tyrant.
What do you
No,
think
okay,
of
well,
Brother Lomas?
No,
I'm
what-
curious.
yeah.
What?
What do you think of Brother Lomas?
He is a good person. He is a lovely man.
Yeah.
I consider him a friend. If you run into him in the alley, run the other way.
Noted.
That's fair.
And he should have a win in the league if it wasn't for Frankie I Am Robot Alvarez.
Oh.
Ooh. Well, I'm pretty sure Brother Lomas might have actually already lost that match anyway, but that's okay.
Technicalities.
Semantics, right? Yeah.
Brian, did you have anything else for the Tyrant?
Who do you want to play next? Anyone specific?
Well, the problem is they want to schedule first-year players with other first-year players.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And they want to schedule winning players with other winning players. But I'll be honest, there's not a lot of other winning rookies that aren't on the Finstock Exchange. So I don't know who they're going to put me with.
You are making a fair point.
There's a couple out there.
I mean, not wrong. I have another question that really doesn't have anything to do with Showdown, but it has to do with us. Have you ever heard of a little show called Happy Hour?
I mean, it's 4 o'clock onward for me, but if you want to call it a show, sure.
just might be putting you on my short list because you, my friend, I think we could have a very good time. I think we'd have a very good time on Happy Hour.
Yes, but again, for me, I watch at 1.5 speed, so it'd only be 40 minutes.
That's fine.
That's fair.
That's cool. I can take a lot of shots in 40 minutes. It's fine.
We talk a lot faster on Happy Hour. Everything.
We do.
I always enjoy drinking with friends. The only question is really whether or not we can be friends. And as long as you continue to support the Finstock Exchange, and I can see you week after week coming around. And next week when we see King Khan into the arena, if that doesn't convince you to support the Finstock Exchange fully, if that doesn't convince you to buy our merch, I don't know what will. Because King Khan is a killer, let me tell you.
I'm excited. He's on my fantasy team, and I've been looking forward to that match. Very excited. So it's coming back. It looks like it's coming back to Frankie Alvarez. It looks like it's all coming back to I Am Robot himself. Oh,
I mean, you can avenge
Hey Jake, let's do a quick F, Marry, Kill. Frankie Alvarez, Frankie Numbers, and Frankie Montas. Who do you like?
Let's see. I'm gonna kill Frank Janish.
oh, and
I'm gonna kill Frank Janish. I'm going to. Man, I will marry Frankie Montas because he's in Oakland A,
No.
and I'll.
He's got. I mean, Frankie Montes has the money, so
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think you chose poorly there.
Oh my!
Oh goodness!
Wow.
That joke that only worked on Jake. That was for an audience of one.
Well, Ty, I gotta say, man, this has been a lot of fun. It was obviously very exciting to see your match last week. It was really cool to, and I gotta say also your promo, as far as I've been a fan for a long time. I don't feel like a rookie just because I've been watching for so long. It's just my first match. It seems like it fits very well. You don't kind of give off that rookie vibe.
Look, you don't. I mean, at the end of the day, they ask you a question and you answer it. Whether you played the game before in a bar, or if you watch Jeopardy, or if you watch the Schmoedown, it's kind of the same concept.
It's fair. Very fair.
The bright lights of my ballroom do not intimidate me.
That's fair. That is very, very fair. All right. Well, we'll finish this off with our typical question here on POV. We ask all of our guests.
One more thing. Sorry. Tyrant, buy floss and body wash.
There you go. Along with the nail polish.
That's for later. I'll probably be listening to this at the store, and I'll just run back, and I'll run back.
Yes.
It all work.
All right. So obviously, movies brought us all together in this crazy world as the movie trivia Schmoedown.
Yes.
What is your favorite movie snack and your favorite candy?
Oh, well, are those candy in the theater? My favorite candy of all time is Sweet Tarts.
Oh, yum!
But I'm not really sure that's a movie theater candy. I'll tell you, for a movie theater, this is a little complicated.
Okay.
I like to go to the movies with someone and make them buy the popcorn. I'll pretend like I don't want it. I don't want it. I guess if you want.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh, get the large, get the extra. And then about halfway through the film, I'll just grab the bucket and just take it over. But then I like to leave about half left, and then take it out of the theater with me. And then I'll put it in my car, so my whole car smells like the movie theater.
Oh.
Then I'll bring it into my house and set it on the counter and leave it for 2 days. And 2 days later, I'll be watching TV or a movie. I will go back, and I will have the rest of that popcorn a little stale, a little softer. All the flavors have settled in. And that stale popcorn completes my movie experience from the weekend before.
Huh.
That is how you snack at a movie
Party.
Fair.
I mean, you get your money's worth. Worth, sure.
Absolutely. Well, not his, someone else's.
Yeah.
Right.
Good call.
Let me be very clear. I paid for none of it.
Very, very true. Very true.
Love
Well, Ty, this has been an absolute blast. Yeah, it's the best air freshener in the world.
Thank you. Well, thank you. It was an honor and a pleasure for you to meet me.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I agree.
You are welcome back anytime, and I'm sure we will see you on possibly another show here on the channel as well sometime soon, where we get to learn a little bit more about you there as well. So, thank you again.
Sounds good. Thank you, all. Thank you.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Thank
Enjoy your wine. Have a good night. Oh my God, I'm obsessed.
That was great. That was
my
great.
gosh.
We're definitely going to have him back.
Absolutely obsessed. My face hurts.
Well, and what's cool is, when we have guests on the show, a lot of the time, it's us asking questions, stuff like that. He kind of like led the conversation most of the time, right?
So
like
good.
He jumped in and he started stuff, and he kind of came after us a little bit, which is always fun. And he clearly fits in with the FinStock Exchange very, very well.
I would like to grab a glass of wine and indulge in a charcuterie board with that man.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Sounds like a solid time.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
And Molly can come too.
Here, I gotta bring this comment up from King himself. Believe me, every time we have a faction meeting, the timer will always break us with one of his quips. Yeah,
I imagine
it worked.
To be a fly on the wall during one of those FinStock calls, like
seriously,
just be a fly on the wall.
All right, guys. Well, we've been putting this off for just over an hour now. Let's talk about this pay-per-view. We got to talk about this pay-per-view.
After all this, I forgot we even had this.
I know. Let's start
the championship match.
Let's start with the big one. Let's just start with the big one. And Adam Collins and Dan Murrell played for the second time. They played for the belt after playing a spectacular last season, where Adam Collins took the belt from Dan Murrell. And we went into this match. Look, this is like one of the most highly anticipated matches that we've ever seen in the Schmoedown. Two players, one old school who has been around for a very long time, who has won championships in multiple years of this league, and then this new school player where he came in, he's undefeated at the moment, and it just looked like two titans clashing, and it absolutely lived up to the hype. This match was incredible. I will tell everybody right now watching, there will be clips when the match goes public. We recorded ourselves.
Can I show? So here's during one of the bits. Look at all of us, just hands over mouth, just like what is happening.
There will be clip outs, and you guys will see our reactions to that match live. But just overall, let's talk about this. Molly, I'll start with you. And you didn't know about this. I know that part of the dungeon. You had no idea how this match ended. Dan Murrell gets the belt back. He's a 5-time champ. What'd you think of the match overall?
I mean, there's a part of me that kind of knew Dan was going to get that belt back. But at the same time, these two players are so good. They're so genuine. Like, of course, there's the character work and all, but they're just like such great people. They're such nice human beings that I was literally just like, I can't wait to see them play, and I don't know what's going to happen. And whatever happens, it's going to be amazing. Right. Yeah. So, but obviously being part of the dungeon, I know that Dan has been studying. Dan has been thriving in the dungeon with the prank calls. I mean,
so good.
Sassy Dan, some sassy Dan.
Sassy Dan is killing it. I feel like being in the dungeon just lifted a weight off of his shoulders and lets him be more like himself. And I had no doubt in my mind that he was going to take that belt back, whether or not be this match or a match later down the road. But it was so entertaining to watch this. And like Dan missing the first question was like, everybody in the chat was immediately like, oh man, here we go. And then just like, I'm glad
2 of his repeats in the first round.
In round 1.
Yeah. And I'm glad that no one went perfect, just because it makes it that much more entertaining. And just like by the time we got to round 3, it was literally like, this is anybody's game. We don't know what's going to happen. And then what happened. And there was lots of celebrating in the dungeon.
Yeah, to kind of comment what Molly just said, I will give probably the biggest props I've ever given to PJ and his entire team. This match, as far as question writing, not just like the type of questions, but the way that questions were written. And I will also say, Andrew Guy and Ben Bateman do a show on their channel called Root of the Question. I watched this last weekend specifically because they were talking about the championship match, and they break down a lot of questions as far as how it's worded, because it comes from their perspective. And there were a lot of questions that would make you think one thing, but it's obviously another answer. And to me, in a title match, that's what you need. And then we saw multiple times of that. And you guys talked about it. Dan used 2 JTs in the first round. He not only missed his first question, but he also missed the third question as well. He was 1 for 3 out of the gate, which is wild. You never see that from someone like Dan Murrell, a title match in general, nothing. But then also in the speed round, that beautiful question of having $1 Million Baby and the fighter so close, it tripped Dan up. It 100% tripped Dan up. He was thinking $1 Million Baby, answered $1 Million Baby, and he's the only one in that round to miss a question. At that point,
immediately knew he missed it.
Immediately. He
said Hillary Swank and went,
exactly. He knew right away. He knew, but that's the point of it. That's the exact point of it. And again, to PJ and the whole crew, that's why they're so good at this. It
But
worked.
he missed that, and he knew he missed it right away, and
Yeah.
he immediately just like erased it from his mind
Yeah.
Which
and
is
was
why
like back on track.
That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the
Yeah.
GOAT.
Yeah.
It's
Not
simple.
there's
Yeah.
there's not a lot of people that could do that. And
It was like, I
He was
think it
also
like a
looking
fourth
right into the
question.
camera the whole time, which was
Yeah.
boggling my mind. I was like, I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, and Brian says it in the chat, but Adam was leading the entire match, and then
Yeah.
Dan just comes back at the end, right? And for the first time, we saw Adam really stumped. We saw him really stumped on a question that Dan seemed to know right away, and he was like, "Oh, like this is the match." Like his reaction was like, "Oh, like this question." But again, that comes down to what you know as a player. Adam didn't know the question, and Dan ends up walking away with the title. Jill, what do you think of all this?
My reactions for this match is just so all over the place, like stunned of what
You'll see it. You'll see it.
this complete just roller coaster of emotions. Because for me, obviously, I was rooting for Adam in this one, but I've said multiple times to the crew, I can just never be mad or upset when Dan wins, because Dan is just such an amazing human being, and he's the GOAT for a reason. And so while I was definitely rooting for Adam to maintain his belt, I can't be upset when Dan Murrell wins a match. Like he's just so amazing, and like we kind of touched on, Jake, I believe touched on, it's they're or Molly may have said, they're just both so as people, Adam and Dan are just so amazing, and you can just tell that they both respect each other so much.
They play how it's supposed to be played.
Exactly. There was no animosity. There was no head games. There was no, like, they were just there to answer questions, and that's what they did. And the match was absolutely amazing. Am I going to be upset we're not going to get more clip outs of Adam Collins getting ready in the morning with his belt? Yes, I am going to be upset that we will not be getting those again until he gets the belt again. But that match was just absolutely spectacular. Like Jake had said, the questions were 100% on point. It really could have gone either way. We saw Dan missing those questions in round one, and then there was no perfect round one, and missing the speed round question, and then literally taking a guess on his 3-point round three
Scarlett
question.
Johansson question. Yeah, the
Scarlett
nanny diary.
Johansson was a complete guess, and kudos to Dan. But I will say, I've said this before too. The only thing scarier than Adam Collins with the belt is Adam Collins in a singles tournament.
What a lot of people aren't talking about right now. He is
no
officially
one is talking. He is going to be in that singles tournament, and that I think is more scary than Adam Collins maintaining that belt. And not to mention all the stuff he said in his post interview. Are we going to see him in IG? Are we going to see him in Star Wars? I don't know, but it's going to be scary no matter where he is going to go, because goodness, that I've seen him handle some Star Wars questions, and oh, good golly gosh.
That's the next big one. That's the next big one.
And free for all.
We saw him won the horror free for all last year. That could be
the horror free for all. Are we getting another horror free for all?
I'm not sure, but look,
the regular free for all.
The regular free for all is officially back. We didn't have it last year. It is for even though 3 points doesn't seem like a lot. It's a lot to faction like a corruption at this moment.
Yes.
Depending on where Adam is placed, I mean, he could run the table. And I mean, we saw in this match, he only missed one question. He went to multiple choice once in second round.
He missed his 5.
And that's how Dan was able to tie it up after round 2, because Adam went to multiple choice. Dan went perfect, but he missed one question, and it was the question that ended up losing the match. Mm-hmm. If he's able just to answer questions for the free for all, he's got to be the favorite at this point.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But Brian, back to the match itself. Collins Murrell 2. Did it live up to the hype for you?
Yeah.
I had to ask. Come on.
It literally is two titans, it's Godzilla versus Kong. Like, it's literally just like these larger than life Schmoedown brains just constantly swinging until one of them loses. And I mean, there's very few. Oh, Brian, don't tease me with a good time.
PJ would lock himself in a coffin right now.
We wouldn't be able to have a Star Wars league anymore because we would just run out of questions. Like,
he did miss a round. Sorry, he missed a round one question. My apologies.
What?
Adam.
Adam.
Me in the chat.
Oh, yeah.
Correct me in the chat. My apologies.
But yeah, these are the type of matches that, like, if you want to get someone hooked watching, you show them these because these are like, I mean, it's an instant classic. Like, anytime these two are going to go against each other, it's going to be an instant classic. Like, it's just the only way I could describe it is just two titans going just at it. You know it's going to be good from the first question to the last question. And it literally did exactly that. From the first question that Dan missed, where you were like, oh, to the last question that lost Adam the match. I mean, it was wild. There were so many ups and downs. If I didn't look like an absolute slob, I would have been like, release the whole entire reaction, because we were like, like the whole
crazy. Yeah. I think for the entire last 10 minutes, I was doing this.
Yeah, my hands were over my mouth for the third round. They're probably going to be clipped out by rounds. Like, you'll see a speed round clip, and a final round clip.
I think there's a point where I literally take my earbuds out because I didn't want to hear what was happening. Like, it was just like so much emotions happening in my mind.
It was just goodness from the moment it started to the end.
And what was cool about it is, and I don't know if you guys got this feeling at all, but this is the second time they've played. They played twice in a row for Adam anyway. Dan obviously had to beat Snyder to get here. But this match felt very different from the first match. The first match, overtime, it was perfect. It was very clean, just very quick, answering questions straight to the end, overtime victory, boom. This one, there's a lot of ups and downs from the very beginning. Adam, not as much, but Dan, for lack of a better word, kind of looked sloppy in the beginning of it, and then he kind of corralled himself a little bit, got that perfect second round, and they both got that betting question. Then he slips up in the speed round, and then he's able to just put Adam on the ropes and be like, "Look, you have to beat me. Answer your questions." And Adam doesn't answer his questions, or his question, I should say. And it's also a coincidence just because it was a thriller question, which horror thriller for the horror free for all seemed like it was a good strength of his, kind of tripped him up a little bit. But yeah, this is, and I've said this for a couple weeks now. After this match, I'm even more sure on it. These two are destined to play each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
A very long time.
Yes.
Whether it's 5, 6, 7 matches, I don't know. I could see them swapping the belts. I could see them playing for title matches. I can see them playing in teams. It seems like right now the new rivalry is Merle versus Collins, and we have a couple other in like IG, and we have the Star Wars with Delonte and Damon, and but this one is like front and center, new school, old school, dungeon, corruption. It's like it has everything you want in a real rivalry, and like we've been mentioning, it's all about class with them as well.
Yes.
Yeah. This is the epitome of what you want to see. Plain and simple. Is every match going to be like this? Hell no. Is it a treat when you get it? Absolutely, because you know you're in for a wild and an awesome time watching this match. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Props to both of them, because that was a hell of a match. From the second it started to the second it ended.
We are so lucky.
Literally.
We are so lucky.
Literally.
And someone can correct me in the chat if I'm wrong, but I believe Dan Merle, when he is going for the title to beat someone, he's actually never lost.
Interesting.
And someone in the chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe when he is in a title match without the title, he has always won.
So when he's not defending.
When he's not defending. And so that could be, Snake Jazz says correct, which is a big deal. So is Adam. Oh,
yeah, exactly. Not wrong. You're not wrong.
All right. Well, any final thoughts on Collins Merle before we move on to the undercard match of the night?
The first of many. That's all I'm thinking when I see this.
this is not going to be the last time we see Adam versus Collins. It's going to be like those Adam v. Collins, Merle v. Collins 2, Merle v. Collins 3. It's going to be
10.
It'll be interesting, though. Yeah. It'll be interesting because if I'm not mistaken, the way it works, Adam doesn't get an automatic reshot because he didn't defend.
Correct.
Nope.
So where does his path go to straight to a number one contenders match up against Snyder? Or is it after the singles tournament? It's very interesting. We obviously don't know, but his path is a little bit harder than Dan's was because Dan had defended previously.
Especially to mention that his record is what, 7-1?
He's 7-1. He's 7-1.
And his one loss is to Dan Murrell for a championship match.
Yeah. And he beat Dan Murrell to get to the 7-0.
Exactly.
Like
crazy.
That's
absolutely
the perfect
crazy
way of putting it. Rocky.
Yes.
And this is also a big point here. 7 big points to the dungeon as well.
I don't want to talk about it.
That's massive. That is massive.
Party.
Let's talk about this undercard match because this one was a lot of fun, even though it did end in a TKO by Kevin Smith up against Stacey Howard. The match was a lot of fun. It was a great.
It really was.
We've talked about it quite a bit on the show that if you're going to have a very intense, serious title match, you need a great undercard to kind of like lead you into it. Obviously, having Kevin Smith in there is a big deal. He's a director. He's a people person. He makes jokes. He knows movies. He can play around, and people are going to be like, "Oh, well, he made a good point." And Stacey Howard is
like the nicest person ever.
Yeah, and right? Stacey Howard is just someone that we love to see.
Yes.
She's just someone that we love to see. She's one of the best personalities in this game, even though she doesn't do a whole lot as far as winning or anything like that. She's a great personality in this game. And like I said, Kevin got the TKO. But overall, I thought it was a really fun match. And Kevin Smith, to me, looked like he could be someone pretty legit in this league.
Yeah, that was like, if he would have won flat out, I would have been like, pretty good match. He TKO'd her. That was like
yeah. With her getting spinner's choice on the wheel.
Yeah, and she struggled on her own. And Kevin Smith got steals on her spinner's choice.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like, oh, who are you gonna play now? Like, who?
You got to give him a legit test now. You got to give him someone.
It would need to be like a Paul Preston or.
I think Paul would be the perfect choice. Paul just got to win. Kevin Smith is 3-0. It seems like it would be the perfect choice for him.
Yeah. Because it would need to be, go ahead, Brian.
No, I was just gonna say. Also, they were adorable playing off each other.
Yes,
they were. Yeah. One of the best parts about watching the match was just like Kevin Smith would just like start telling a story, and Christian's not gonna interrupt him.
No.
Who? No one would interrupt him.
No one's gonna interrupt him. Yeah. I also want to highlight this comment because this is now gonna be forever part of my vocabulary. A Silent Bob TKO.
Yes.
Where you just don't even say anything for all of round 3. It's a Silent Bob TKO.
Well, and I want to bring up too the challenge that happened in round 1.
His reasoning was so great.
So I'm sitting there like, look, let's be honest here, right? If the decision hadn't been made, you kind of have to second guess your decision at that point, right? His explanation, and because it's from Kevin Smith, like.
It was like a debate class. Like the dude was like, he was like, you let me ramble on about my Jaws stories, but like if I'm rambling on before I say milk, I get that wrong. And I'm like, Brad had said on the rundown yesterday, which you guys didn't see. Mr. Jake Berlin was co-host of the rundown on Friday night. He was like, I would have probably argued to give him the points after that like way he discussed it because it was just so brilliant. And it's like, I mean, he has a point. Like,
yeah,
he's not wrong.
So
good. That match was just, and like we've talked about, like it's always, you can tell with every single match that Kevin Smith is in, he learns the game more. He loves playing more. He's getting really into it. He knows the rules, and he's 3-0 now. So like he has a really great record, and it's like we were saying, who do you put him up against next? Which I would imagine, which is why I say Paul Preston. It would need to be a good like a well-established singles player who does not have a belt or has previously held a belt. Like would kind of be who I would pair him up with. So I wouldn't say one of these new rookies just because they've only had one match. But
I mean, King Khan makes a pretty good point though. Apparently, Newman's working for Smith right now. So
imagine being a rookie and being told your next match is against Kevin Smith.
Your boss.
Yeah. There you go.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm trying to think who.
I can't get my mind off Paul Preston. I really do think it's like the perfect lineup.
I think so.
I mean, you want to. Liz is only 3-1.
Or Video Drew.
That
would be fun.
That would be wild.
That
would be.
Marisol's
a good option.
Marisol would be really good too.
Marisol would be a good option.
Rachel, just to have her have a heart attack.
Yes.
Oh God,
just for Rachel. Ben Goddard.
Yeah.
Oh, see, there we go. See, the winner of I forgot they were having a match. Ben Goddard and JTE. There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that would be good.
That would be a very solid. Whoever wins that, because both JTE and Goddard would be solid pairings.
Yeah, no matter who it is, it has to be someone who is.
Jake, we know you want Paul Preston.
No. Yeah, it's a good choice.
I do too.
Someone who is well established in this league.
Mm-hmm.
Someone who is maybe who was one of the free agent keepers, who was a first round draft pick, someone who just came off of a win. And we haven't seen a lot of people. We haven't. There's also the possibility that we don't see Kevin Smith, and obviously this would be very hard to do with him. But there's a possibility Hoyt could throw him in the singles tournament.
It's a possibility. Is it a likely possibility?
Scheduling would be hard with Kevin Smith, clearly. But imagine Kevin Smith in a singles tournament and the amount of points that he could possibly rack up if he is there.
Yeah. I'm looking at records, and it's funny because actually Paul's is probably kind of the most similar. He's 4-3 all time.
Mm-hmm.
There's not very many 3-0, 3-1s.
No.
Like
there's a lot of 2-1s.
Yeah,
but 3-0,
which is a good record to go up against 3-0.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
and I do want to add
McWeeney's 4-5.
Ooh.
Oh, if McWeeny wins his match, McWeeny Smith. Oh, that'd be good.
I do want to point out too that Kevin won this match with TKO with not easy questions. Like these are not softball movie trivia questions. These were like.
This was like his first legit match.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he killed it with the whoopee category. He like totally went perfect, or he went multiple choice once or something like that. Like. Mm-hmm. He absolutely killed it. He was fantastic, and it's always just such a joy to watch him play. And I think it was said on the rundown too. He's not just a celebrity player now. Like he's legit in this league, and he seems to really be enjoying it. So,
Chance is 4-4.
Ooh,
Chance did just come off a victory,
but I would say it would need to be someone who's never held a belt before.
Yeah, but Chance hasn't held a singles.
Not a singles, but he's held a team's belt. Yeah.
There's definitely a lot of options.
There's a lot.
Barbarian's 2-1,
and he hasn't played a singles match yet.
It would also need to be someone that they can play off each other, because otherwise it's not going to be a fun Kevin Smith match. Like it needs to be someone where they can easily play off and do like bits with each other too. So like a Video Drew or like a Paul Preston or. Competitors like that, I think would be a lot of fun.
It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Congrats to Kevin Smith like in the dub 3-0. That's a big feat in the Schmoedown, and beating Stacey Howard is not easy. She is one of the toughest wins that you'll come by for sure. Always fighting tooth and nail. So big win for him. But let's go and shift gears away from the pay-per-view. Let's talk about this free for all, guys, because we won't be able to talk about it until it happens on Saturday.
Is this Friday?
Oh, I'm off a week. That's okay.
It's
I'm
next
off
week, isn't it?
That's that. I don't know why my dates are always off. I did this.
We can
We'll
talk about it next Sunday.
I did this
Tell
last
them
week as well.
You're just greedy and you want all the pay-per-views. Just get
I
it.
did this last week too. I mixed up all the dates, but Super Chat came in from Thin Blue Line. Love the interviews tonight. Great show. Thank you so much, Thin Blue Line.
Thank you.
Yeah, I always get the free for all mixed up.
The
guys.
chat.
That's
Here
my
comes the
fault.
chat correcting
Yeah,
you.
that's my fault.
It's 24.
I don't know why. I'm all screwed up. So I guess we'll save the free for all for next week. Hopefully nobody gets disappointed by that. But that saves us time to discuss this week's matches because there are some big matches that are coming this week.
Some
The first one is-
heavyweight.
Before we get to the actual MTS, let's talk FCL, guys. Let's talk FCL.
Well, let's
real quick,
talk FCL.
We'll wrap up here soon. Let's talk FCL a little bit. So we got matches last week that were really, really cool. We got Furtado versus Adams. Congratulations to Mr. Robert Adams on the dub. And we got Frost versus Battoglia, I want to say.
Battoglia, yeah.
And congrats to Battoglia on the victory. And note on that, he actually went perfect.
Nice.
He went perfect
That's
in
right.
his match. And wow, big card for the FCL. They showed up again. Furtado looks like someone whose character is pretty great. And Jill, I know you want to talk about that.
Yeah, let's just give it
Furtado.
I was gonna say, obviously, I was rooting for Robert Adams. So, Robert, congrats to you and that win. But so Furtado is definitely a runner-up in being drafted by the Finstock Exchange. I'm assuming because I was dying of laughter that match. Like that was so good. That was so fun. And now I'm assuming we're gonna have Chris Adams gonna get a match soon. I would assume after that little post-match little scene that we had with Robert and Chris. So I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think FCL is like one of the things I look forward to the most, like in the week now. But it's like they're just so much fun.
It's the fun class league.
It's the fun class league.
There you go.
It's the fun class league, and I dug it. I loved both of these matches so much, and you can like I say what I love about Schmoedown matches. You can tell the players are having a grand old time, and they're having so much fun with it, and this was great. And I'm excited to see Robert's next match. I'm excited to see Battoglia's next match, and I'm excited to see what we get with Furtado and Iman next too.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I'm excited to see more of all of them. Just give me more FCL in my life. Just like give me more. Tuesday on Twitch. Follow the Schmoedown.
Molly, what about you?
I love the FCL matches. I love playing along with them. I don't know.
Molly wants a singles FCL belt.
I don't know what the rules are.
Brad Gilmore. Molly wants a singles match.
I don't know what the rules are about current Schmoedown players being in the FCL with different divisions, but I mean, I feel like I could hang a little bit.
Coach.
Especially if like they bring on like an IG FCL, definitely put me in for that.
They have division. They have everything but teams. So we will see IG and we will see Star Wars. I'm sure it's going to be very far and few between because they're probably heavy singles.
Mm-hmm.
But we definitely will see IG and Star Wars. So
it's so much fun, and it's they're all live. So like anything could happen, but the hosts are amazing. It does. We've said this before, but it feels very much like old school Schmoedown, just like lighthearted, live, unedited, just raw emotions and feelings and reactions and stuff. And it's just so much fun. And I love being in the chat while watching the matches too, because the chat is very excited to talk about the questions and stuff. So they've been doing a fantastic job. I have no idea how they're doing everything with like the layout.
Dwayne Burke, congratulations, man.
Dwayne's killing it.
You are
like, also we saw the first instance of where we actually saw the question on screen during a live match.
Dwayne and the team behind it, whoever is working with Dwayne and everybody, you guys are absolutely crushing it.
Yeah. I mean, me and Alex have dabbled in Twitch stuff, but like the amount of work that they are putting into the FCL streams, the live streams, is insane.
Yeah.
So
Robert, just so you know, if you want to join our Patreon, we do reactions, bud. We do reactions. We may just be doing a reaction to your match. I don't know. Who knows? But you'll have to join to find out. So, plug POV Patreon, everybody. If you want to see us react to FCL matches, there's the link. One a month. You get one right there.
Q&A recording tomorrow.
2 weeks after. 2 weeks after, they drop on Twitch. They release on YouTube. We saw the first one today, which was the Abby Corrin and Jared Habon match. Got you, Robert. Boom. Gotcha. But yes, Q&A is tomorrow, which is going to be a lot of fun. Anyway, Brian, FCL, what'd you think?
I mean, they both said it. It's so much fun to watch. I look forward to them every week. And it's fun kind of not knowing anyone. I mean, we obviously knew Robert,
Rachel,
but yeah, they're so fun. There's literally no other word to describe it, right? Other than just fun.
Mm-hmm.
And Molly's dead right saying that it's like old school, because it really is just old school Schmoedown.
Mm-hmm.
A quick plug, and thank you to Robert. Apparently, Dwayne was on a fan view show, which is covering the FCL. So check that out on YouTube, everybody. Get some behind the scenes information from him, which is really, really cool. Before we move on to this week's matches, which we'll wrap up very quickly, let's make a prediction off of what we know for this week's FCL matches. And we're getting 3 new players plus the return of Devon Stewart. He is playing Kofi Outlaw. And then our undercard match is Knight versus Harley. Again, I don't know a whole lot about any of these players, but I know that Knight himself has been making the rounds on Twitter a little bit, promo-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Brian, I'll let you start this one off. Just quick thoughts on this upcoming week.
He is a crap talker, and I love it. He is a very good heel, and I am very excited to see that. I'm going to just go with Knight and Outlaw.
Fair enough.
Yeah, just shooting blind.
Molly?
I think I'd probably go the same. Like you said, you don't know much about these players. But anyone who's willing to go online and trash talk before they even have their first match is okay in my book.
Jill, what about you?
I agree. I'm going to also go with Knight and Kofi Outlaw, although I am excited to see Devon again, because Devon is an absolute joy. He's an absolute peach. But are we going to get British Devon or not British Devon? So
it's gonna be interesting.
We gonna find out on Tuesday.
It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna go Harley, just because I love the name Harley. But I'm also gonna go with Devon. Although it's a hard decision because Kofi Outlaw,
you rogue trendsetter, you.
I know.
Kofi Outlaw works for comicbook.com. And so that, whether or not that comes into play, I'm not sure. Obviously, it's all comic book movies where he works, but it could come into play. I know that a lot of people had him on a draft list as far as being drafted in the MTS, and so he's kind of the more well-known names that is in the FCL alongside like the Adams and some others like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go Harley and Stewart on this one, just for the hell of it, really. All right, let's get to the wet matches for this week. We'll go over this quickly, so we'll wrap it up. 3 big matches, 3 really big matches, and it starts off with probably the biggest one that we've seen in quite a while outside the pay-per-view, and that's this bad boy.
Yay, more Star Wars!
On Wednesday, we're getting Adam Witt versus Thomas Harper, the debut of Thomas Harper, the 3rd overall pick in the draft this year for Kate and Den, going up against the Razor himself, Adam Witt. Super, super excited. I will let Brian start. All right, you know what? Let's let Molly start this one off.
Yeah, like her face.
A fan favorite, Adam the Razor Witt.
Fan favorite is Prime.
Yeah,
favorite Adam Witt. There's no one who doesn't like Adam Witt. Like,
his nickname might be the Razor, but it's also fan favorite.
Oh. Oh,
I see you in the chat. I see you in the
He
chat.
pops up just at that moment. That
he
moment.
was waiting. He
Of
was
course,
waiting.
of course.
Obviously, I'm psyched for any Star Wars match. I love watching along and playing along with the matches. They're amazing. Just the amount of knowledge that all of these Star Wars players have so far this year is amazing. And I'm super, super excited to see Thomas in his debut match. Like obviously I'm pulling for Adam because he's on my faction, but I know Thomas, and like I love to root for my Dragon Con people at the same time. So I'm very torn on this one, guys. This is hard for me.
Very fair, very fair. Brian, what about you?
This man is a man after my own heart because he likes Y-Wings. And I feel like he's the only other person I know in the whole entire world that likes Y-Wings.
Well, clearly Alex Damon doesn't like Y-Wings.
No.
He thinks
Y-Wings,
wars
do
are
we
lost
want to
people.
lose this war?
Yes.
So good.
Molly. Yes, I'm going to go with my Gold Squadron person, and that is Mr. Harper on this one.
Not Gold Leader, Gold Squadron.
No, not Gold Leader. Gold Squadron.
Jill.
I think my answer for this is, do you know who the real winner is? The audience. But it's because Harper is touted as this like amazing star. Was he the number one?
He was the number 3 overall pick. The number 3
I appreciate your Arrested Development reference there, Thomas Harper. I see you. I see you. So he was like the number 1 Star Wars.
Number 1 pick for the Den. Yeah.
Yep. Third pick overall.
That's saying a lot. That's saying a lot. So Harper has a lot to prove, and I think a lot of people write off Adam Witt, but he knows his ish when it comes to Star Wars.
Absolutely.
Like, he took away Sean's TKO with his darn Dulce Dauphine pull, and I haven't
heard that one before.
Couldn't even be mad because I bring it up because it's so freaking amazing. I couldn't even be mad about it because it was so good. And exactly, that is true, Chris. So I think I'm going to give the edge to Thomas on this one. But like I said, this match, I think is just going to be a really fun one because it's just 2 amazing people. So I think I'm going to pull Thomas on this one. But oh boy, I am excited to watch this match. That's for darn sure.
The sheer amount of knowledge that Adam Witt has with Star Wars will forever astound me.
And he tells the best stories. Like, he'll answer a question and then go up this 10-minute story about how he does it.
He's the Kevin Smith of the Schmoedown.
Yes, and
Star Wars division.
Christian should absolutely let him tell all of his stories for even if it makes it like a 2-3 hour match situation. Just let him tell the story. Honestly, it's going to be the best.
Oh.
Great. Nice job, Ryan. Nice job, Ryan. Yeah, I'm going to give the edge to Thomas as well. The Dragon Con players so far this year have done quite well. They've done quite well. So I will give the edge to him. And like we mentioned, he was the 3rd overall pick. He has something to prove. He has something to live up to. I think Adam's a very tough win. Just like Stacey Howard is for anybody else in the singles division, he is a very hard win. Jill mentioned, right? He was on the verge of being TKO'd, but he just pulls a question out of nowhere, and he makes that other person just fight for it. I think
Go ahead, finish.
I was just gonna say, I think it's going to be a great, great match. One of the closer matches we've probably seen this year. I expect a lot of fun in this match as well. I've never seen Thomas in like the atmosphere trivia. But Adam is Adam, and how can you not play off of that as another opponent? So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a great match to start the week off, and I'm really, really looking forward to it.
Thomas gets in the zone.
Oh, okay.
You did my theater hand gesture.
He becomes the major. He becomes the major.
He's got the ear pods in. He just is like.
So it's going to be interesting seeing Witt with.
Yeah.
Ooh,
I wonder if
now I'm
Adam's
even
gonna try and make him crack a smile at some point.
Oh, of course.
That's his whole goal. Like that's his entire goal is just to make him
Yeah.
crack a smile.
This is also true. This is also 100% true fact.
Yes,
It
absolutely.
is a 100% true fact. He does indeed.
I mean, no
Absolutely.
pressure,
This
Mr.
too.
Ward,
This too.
but I would like to see some pictures. I may or may not have made a.
It's true.
Witt is the quintessential person for Star Wars where their record doesn't match their knowledge.
No.
The man hasn't. I believe it. He doesn't have a win, but that does not mean anything when you play him.
Absolutely
That is like the definition of the Star Wars division because like almost 90% of them have losing records, but this man has not one. And if you take him not serious for a second, he's gonna beat you.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's
And he's going to turn back around and play in the tournament as well. So we'll see him after this match as well.
That's right.
also
which is fun.
Mr. Ward, if you want to make something, I would like that too. No
He
pressure.
probably already did.
I may or may not have made a folder on my desktop titled
He
Brian
has.
Ward's Cool Images.
He definitely has. I've seen it. It's
All right, next match is a fun one. It is the debut for two rookies, and we finally get to see the king himself. King Khan is going up against John Flickinger, the very, very popular John Flickinger, who has his own YouTube channel, The Flick Pick. But we get to see the king. We get to see what the hype is about the king. Jill, I'll let you start this one off. I know you're all about the king right now. What do you think of this one?
it's Mr. the King.
Mr. the King.
It's
excuse
Mr. the King. Mr. the King. Hashtag what day is it? No, I am definitely taking Mr. the King Khan on this one. Like, look at those two promo pictures. How can you not take that serious face seriously? Like, he knows his stuff. He's ready. He's ready to come and take names and chew bubble gum, and he's all out of bubble gum or whatever that phrase is. I don't know. But no, and he, like I said, the reason why I picked Mr. the King on my fantasy draft is because I had a 2-day long conversation with Mr. The Barbarian, and he hyped up Mr. the King, and it got me really intrigued and really excited for him. So I'm very, very, very excited to see what he does in his first Schmoedown match. And sir, I need me some points, so please help a girl out.
I'm looking. I'm looking because I forgot to even bring that up. I'm looking
He's
for
on
the
my
Witt.
Oh,
and
who's
Harper
on
one.
whose fantasy
Yeah.
team?
you.
Yeah.
Molly, who
Harper.
are you going, Khan or Flickinger?
Once again, I'm torn because I have a faction mate and I have
Oh,
someone
that's right.
who
He's on your faction.
I have someone who has been in the POV chats like literally every time we're live.
King, we love you. King, we love you.
We love Mr. the King.
King, if you want to come on the show again, let me know.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
DM us, dude.
Absolutely. And now, I'm starting to really believe in this whole dossier thing with all the rookies on Finstock. So
A purportedly 120-page dossier.
I
Good lord.
Oh crap! Do I have Flickinger? Damn it! I do.
You're going down, Brian. Going down.
I don't know. I might have to go just purely off of how nice he's been and how much he's been in our chat. I might have to go king with this one.
So
Mm.
before yesterday, I was going Flickinger, and then Flickinger made the dumbest tweet I have ever seen in my entire life.
Can we? I don't even.
By calling John Walker a true American and a hero.
Even
No.
if it was sass, Jake doesn't
No,
appreciate
I don't
it.
care. The fact that came out of your mouth, absolutely not. King Khan, you better destroy this dude. You better destroy this.
I think
want you to
he-
literally
yeah.
go. I want you to go Godzilla on his ass.
As I said, I think I commented on it. I said, choices.
Yeah, it just you dude. Just no, absolutely not. Flickinger, you're on my list, bud. You're on my list.
Ooh, I'm just gonna get the cheat code back out. Hello.
So
Ooh.
Hey, I'm honest. I've gone against the faction before.
Parker, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
He did say which might be worse.
Which might be worse.
This was my pick for. Yeah, that's good.
Yes.
This was my pick for match of the month. So
Yeah.
Where are you going, Brian? Are you going against your fantasy team or going with
No, I'm 100% rooting against my fantasy on this one. No, I'm taking King Kong all the way on this one.
I will say, even if the post was satire or sarcastic, still choices.
Came out of your mouth. Or excuse me,
not...
came out of your brain. Excuse me.
So FYI for our fantasy, the people that follow him, Abby wins no matter what in the Star Wars match.
Nice.
Oh, good for her. Smart.
Yeah. And then me and Jill are on this one, but I want to lose. So
I want to lose. Hey, me.
There's that.
We're counting on you, Mr. the King.
Yes, we're counting on you.
Yes.
All right, and final match of the week
Crush
is a good
him.
one. It's a good one. It is the return of the Exalted One, JTE, as they call him. And then he's facing the bandit himself, Ben Goddard.
Look at how grumpy Ben looks.
I know.
He looks serious. The Den and the Finstock Exchange, we get to see the return of JTE after a long, long absence that was way too overdue. Brian, I'm going to start with you on this one. Are you taking Mr. JTE or are you taking Ben Goddard?
So I have JTE because he was my accidentally.
Hold on. We're getting corrected.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, so Lon versus
Let's switch it up. Okay, we'll talk about JT and Goddard next week. I did not know that.
So
Thank you so much, guys.
McQueenie versus Lon. Okay.
McQueen,
Thank you.
McQueen,
Thank
this
you,
is
Chad.
so easy for me. Drew McQueenie's getting his dub. He's getting his dub. That's easy.
Oh.
Thank you.
This is
Thank
why
you.
we need you guys.
This is why we love the View crew. Thank you for always correcting us when we're incorrect. We appreciate all of you and what you do.
Thank you, guys.
Well, crap.
Wait, I gotta pull it back up.
What?
His Photoshop black shirt?
Is it photoshopped?
Is it really?
Just to match JTE?
Apparently. What else is he wearing? What else? That's what
I guess you could kind of.
I mean,
Brian
JTE's
Ward.
hat. JTE's hat is definitely photoshopped.
Maybe he was wearing an the Den shirt or.
Oh, maybe.
But he's on the Den.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
yeah. Anyway, McQueenie Lon.
Anyway.
I'm taking McQueenie. McQueenie is one of my favorite players. Always has been. He's also on my fantasy team. It's a win-win for me. And also, Lon hasn't been looking too great lately. I think this is a pretty good victory for McQueenie.
Abby. Abby has a lot of players playing this week.
Get it, Abby.
I don't want Jake to win, so I'm going to pick Lon.
you're just like Hux.
I know.
Molly, what about you?
Lon is one of my all-time favorite Schmoedown players, so I'm picking Lon.
It would be big for him to get a victory, especially against someone like Drew.
Yeah,
It'd be a really, really good victory for him to get back on the saddle.
It'd be a statement piece, but it's also
it's
at
gonna
the
be
same
a fun match either way. So
I'm excited to see this new McQueenie because he obviously came after some people in that free agency video.
Yeah.
JTE always looks photoshopped.
he does.
Jill, what about you, McQueenie or Lon?
Had you asked me like a couple weeks ago, I probably would have said Lon. But Lon, I love you, but it's been rough. It's been rough for Lon recently. And McWeenie's scary. He's the godfather for a reason. And we've seen this season that ring rust isn't a thing. We saw Mara take her belt back after being away for an entire season. So I'm sorry, Lon, but I gotta go with McWeenie on this one. I think he's gonna make a really big comeback this year after missing last season.
McWeenie is one of those players that I don't think ring rust is even an option.
No, I don't think so either.
Like that's not even on the table.
That's So obviously we didn't know that match was dropping this week, but that's 3 great matches.
What a great
This week's gonna be fun to react to.
We will be reacting to all of them. You'll see us Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for all those reactions, everybody. It's going to be very, very exciting. So check us out on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. For now, that's going to wrap up everything. I will say this as well. You will see reactions to some clip outs as well that have been happening for some of the cutscenes. You'll see those. I know there's been some big ones. There's some that happened that we were supposed to do reactions to last week that we weren't able to do because of, just schedules and stuff. We'll get those out as well. But before we get out of here, let's just go around the table real quick. Where everybody can find us online. Jill, I'll let you start. Where can everybody find you?
Julia Marie, Twitter and Instagram, TYs2Es. Sometimes you can catch me on the Pajunkin or the Pajunkin, as Rachel calls it.
Pajunkin.
And we will be back with another episode of Happy Hour sometime in May. Once the date down.
Brian.
They know where to find me.
Wow, big time.
On Twitter.
Hollywood.
Be a Volcano on Twitter.
I went viral. They all know
I'm just not going to go to him anymore. I'm going to start skipping him.
Thank goodness. Apocalypse movies. What are we talking about on Tuesday?
Undecided at the moment.
Oh.
This guy.
Talk about
a little game. Who knows? Might be some trivia. I don't know.
Your favorite Disney films. Talk about that.
Maybe.
Tune
in and find out. Tune in and find out.
And then I was going to say a certain point of view, but that's what
we're
us.
Here.
Hi. That's where.
Hello, everybody.
Right.
We are a certain point of view.
If you want a little plug for Apocalypse, not that it's ginormous, but I'm going to tell you my thoughts on Starship Troopers.
Pew-pew.
That is correct. Brian officially watched Starship Troopers for the first time.
Pew-pew.
A lot of fun. All right, Molly, what about you?
At Molly Damon on Twitter and Twitch, and you can find me over on Star Wars Explained all the time, talking Star Wars.
All the time.
You know the deal.
Applause for this lady.
Charity stream on Saturday.
Husband raising $21,000 for AIDS.
They got to hang out with Sam Witwer and Katie Sackhoff. Awesome.
So much fun.
Awesome.
We got to see Katie Sackhoff nearly wipe her husband's face off with a
seriously
knife.
Razor blade.
Sam Witwer did some Darth Maul voices. It was great.
Oh,
he did the Kenobi scream, and I almost screamed because
he did.
It was great.
He did do the Kenobi stream on stream. Alex just actually within the last hour or two, he released on the Star Wars Explained channel the clip of Sam Witwer reading the Sith. He recited the Sith code in the voices of the Son, Maul, and the Emperor.
That's awesome.
Just a teeny bit of Vader-ish too.
Yeah, just like effortlessly going from one voice to the other.
A legend.
Yes, a legend. We all stan Katie and Witwer. Just they're amazing human beings, and the charity stream went amazingly. If anyone here is watching that donated, thank you so much. It was a career high for us for sure.
Yeah, it was
and
awesome.
We got to see Alex Damon do makeup, and it was wonderful.
Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Which is great.
And then he was sassy about it on Happy Hour.
I'll just withhold my comments. I guess I'll withhold my comments for future.
Yeah.
Stuff, so
tune in for the next Happy Hour in May because it's my birthday month. And I'm picking all the stuff for Happy Hour.
This is Molly's show, and we're just.
It's gonna be a crazy show. Anyway, all right.
Heavy pours that month.
You can find me at Qui-Gon Jake on all socials, 2 N's because someone else took it before I did. You can find Schmoedown POV.
Apparently Liam Neeson, because that's what he said on.
Yeah, you can find me at Qui-Gon Jake because Liam Neeson took it before I did. You can find POV on Twitter at Schmoedown POV. You can find Streamlabs, Patreon again, guys. All kinds of cool things. FCL is included in Patreon. Watch-alongs, Q&A we're recording tomorrow. A lot of fun things happening on our Patreon if you want to be involved. It's a really look, just for $1 you can join our Discord. Our Discord's a lot of fun. Discord's a lot of fun. Just for $1 a month. For $2 you can join a watch-along a month, which is really fun as well.
I'm so excited for the Q&A.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Guys who are watching, for all of you who are involved in Patreon, get those Q&A questions in. We will be recording tomorrow evening. But for now, we are POV. Thank you again to John Hoey and Ty Lieberman so much for joining us. It was an absolute blast to have you guys on. Congratulations on both your first victories. And again, we will see you guys again this week on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for reactions. For all of us here at POV, thank you so much, and we'll see you guys then.